like Winchester in June. Pretty dramatic. Yes.
This big an edifice. I mean, who does that and how?
The engineering is absolutely amazing on this. It blows my mind that they were able to do this back in, what, the 8th century.
We're at the Mont Saint-Michel, which is a monastery built on this amazing island. It's sort of in the salt flats in the northern French coast. And this is the tiny church of Saint-Pierre, and some members of the chamber choir will be singing Mass here, but they're just starting the vocal warm-up now. This is a big day. This is Ascension Day in France. It's a national holiday. So there could potentially be a huge crowd. I mean, there's a lot of tourists even for bad weather today.
Excellent.
So, Catholic country, an important church holiday.
All right. Well, I'll follow you in.
All right, let's go.
It's really breathtaking. I'm a big fan of stonework and architecture, so it's really just awe-inspiring to walk in and see all this still standing. Like Mr. Shafer says, you just have to surrender yourself to the music.
The French have an interesting combination of great sensual beauty and color, and they celebrate life on such a beautiful way from every day of their life, with the way they have such a flair for food, for color, for drama, for architecture.
You think about Marie Antoinette and how everything was just kind of lush and just very decadent. Everything that she could want, all the beautiful costumes and wigs and shoes. And I really enjoyed Versailles. The paintings are magnificent.
And that kind of sensuality is also combined with a great sense of discipline and order, as we see in the Gothic cathedrals with the magnificent architecture.
Knowing what my career is now, that it's set in music, and singing a lot of this music in the places where it was probably written gives you chills. The absolute purity of the acoustics, just letting it travel for 5 to 6, sometimes 10 seconds off into the distance after you finish a chord, and it's completely surreal.
It just kind of floats. The sound just floats up over all of us, and it's just wonderful to hear and to experience.
That kind of is the way I was shaped in my training and the way I've taught the students for the last 24 years at Shenandoah.
He is a very intense man, but he's a very gentle man. And he is probably one of the best musicians I've ever studied under. He's amazing.
I was very fortunate back in the late 60s and through the 70s to study with probably the greatest music teacher in the world, Nadia Boulanger, who had taught Aaron Copland and Leonard Bernstein and so many people. And spent 10 summers here studying.
Oh yeah, he's tough, but you have to be. You can't have a choir that's like this and not be tough. I wouldn't expect him to be any other way.
A piece apart, and he will analyze that word and every single note, and he'll figure out, because he's a composer himself, where's the truth in a piece.
We have a very gifted composer now and again at Shenandoah, and we've certainly had one of our most gifted ones who just graduated, Brian Bartoldis. So we started working with this idea probably a year ago. I wanted to pick a text that would express the beauty of this place, the warmth, the feeling of God manifesting himself in all things beautiful in this world. And he's come up with a piece that I think touches the heart.
I mean, even until our third performance, 2 days beforehand, he said, I don't like this section, we're changing it, and we're going to edit it in the next 20 minutes, and we're going to give out the parts, and that's what's going to happen. It's, yeah, terrifying.
It's also kind of a tragedy to him if you don't do your best. So working with him, you know what high standards are.
And as to have him as a director working on a piece is an incredible gift.
I think they see it as a reason for it, and I think that they really appreciate when they've had something and done something that's on a very high level that very few choirs or composers can do. So, you know, but I as a teacher can only show them the way. I'm just a guide, and they take the energy and the hard work and the steps to get where they go.
It's different than singing it in the studio in the Shenandoah Valley. It's just, it kind of brings you full circle. You know, you're analyzing this music from all different angles, and you really, it becomes a part of you.
We're so great. I just feel like we sound glorious everywhere we go. Such hard work that we put into it, and I'm really, really glad that I got the opportunity to be here.